If you're watching this, you're probably interested in upgrading the audio in your BMW or Mini. You're looking around at what's available and you're trying to understand, hey, what's better, right? How do I know, how do I know what the best option is? One of the things that you can look at and physically see is different from what we do versus what our competitors do is our crossovers, the passive crossovers that we use. So what is a crossover and why is it important? We know that the single biggest driver of perceived audio quality is smooth, flat frequency response, right? And that's what we're trying to achieve at the listening position. A given speaker can only handle a certain range of frequencies. Looking at this Mini here, you can see in the front soundstage, we've got 3 speakers, right? Tweeter, mid-range, and mid-woofer. Each one of those speakers can only handle a certain range of frequencies. And what we're trying to achieve is to get them basically all working together, each playing their own range of frequencies, driving towards achieving that smooth, flat frequency response at the listening position. That's what a crossover does. All of our soundstage product lines include passive crossovers, even the soundstage product lines that have DSP. Why is that? In BMWs and Minis, you have only one set of wires running into the doors, yet you have multiple speakers in every door. In order to divide up the frequencies between those speakers, you have to divide it up after you've gotten into the door. Unless you're going to try and find a way to put a DSP in each door, you've got to use passive crossovers. We talk a lot about our products being vehicle specific, and they are, and there are 2 parts to being vehicle specific. There's the physical aspect. Does do the speakers and brackets and does everything physically basically plug right into the vehicle? The other part is the most important part in our view, and that is the acoustics. Are the acoustics tailored to the specific vehicle? And this is where what we do is a lot different than what our competitors do. Let's look at some examples. We've got three setups here. This is the tweeter, and believe it or not, this is the crossover network from the original factory Harman Kardon audio system in this specific vehicle, in this Mini. You see the tweeter? This is what's called a first order network. Super simple, just a capacitor, very, very little control. That's it. That's the entire sum of all of the frequency, passive frequency division that this car came with from the factory. This is an aftermarket product from one of our competitors. This is their crossover network. You can see here, so this is a capacitor as well, same thing. Simple first order network. This one also has a resistor in series. That's not a good thing. That means that they were not able to match the sensitivity and the response of the tweeter and the mid-range together. So they've reduced the overall system sensitivity of the volume basically. In order to get everything to kind of match a little bit better. There's another aftermarket option. You can see, same as this guy actually, one difference here that's a little better than the factory setup is these are Mylar film capacitors. They are a higher quality component, but it doesn't change the component count itself and the fact that it's very simple. These guys, better execution than these guys. They didn't need the series resistor, but still, that's it. No additional control anywhere else in the vehicle. Let's take a look at our setup for this vehicle. This is ours. This is just the tweeter. This is the mid-range and mid-woofer on one board. These are, because we have, because they're fully custom, we have complete control over every design aspect. So all of our crossovers, these are no exception, are all done on our own custom printed circuit boards, right? We design the printed circuit boards, we design the size, everything, how they're going to fit into the vehicle. So how do we design our crossovers? Well, we measure the response of the actual drivers in the actual vehicle using a custom microphone array and our sound map measuring process. And that captures the actual response and the effects of all of these things that we've described, right? It accurately captures what the effects are of the different distances, the different angles, the surrounding surfaces, and how reflective they are or aren't, and the vehicle geometry. It captures all of that, and then we use that data to design the actual crossovers themselves. This is where you find the difference between good and great in audio. If you tear apart a $20,000 set of high-end home audio speakers, what you won't find inside are flashy branded drivers. What you will find are very high quality custom crossover networks that are dividing the frequencies up among high quality drivers. This is the thing that professionals know to look for. They look at our crossovers and say, oh yeah, that's exactly, I know what went into that. I know what that means. I understand what the result is going to be. And now you do too. And I think if you dig into more of the things that we do, the closer you look, the more you'll find what sets us apart from everything else that's available out there.